What's cracking, YouTube? Welcome back to the Sweaty Potato Meyer RC channel. And today, guys, what I had was I planned on doing a little bit of ripping with the 2-speed, but turns out this nice day, the temperature's nice, but the wind's just blowing like crazy, and it's just not going to be any good for any footage. So we're going to wait for another day for that. It's going to be cold for me, but you can't feel the temperature through the camera, so it'll be warm for you guys. Don't worry. Anyways, what we're going to do today is we're going to do a quick little wrenching segment, and we're going to put this new Taylor RC gear plate on, and then what we're going to do is we're going to flip back over to the rooster, and I'm going to go through what I did to install the the 2-speed transmission on it. So why don't we get you down closer to the bench and we'll get at it, guys. All right, guys, got you guys down here closer to the bench, and this is what we're going to be installing here, this Taylor gear plate. That's the short little wrench segment, and then I'm going to go through what we did, what I had to do to the 2-speed or everything to make everything jive and everything, just in case there's some people out there that are wondering what you have to do or what's going on. So here's the nice machine Taylor gear plate, and we'll just start off by removing our fasteners, and then there's these back two bolts that go on your brake caliper. They you have to use shorter ones. You can't use the ones that go with the plastic. And we'll get these fasteners out. Okay. And we'll get this gear plate slid on. Okay, got the gear plate slid on, and get my Loctite out. I Loctite these every time, just because they come loose all the time if you don't. There. That'll get started straight. Okay, we got our other Loctite on. There we go. Got that one started in. And I'm just going to leave them snug. And then I usually don't Loctite these, just for the simple fact that they don't usually need it. All right, guys, so after messing around with it, what I had to end up doing is taking this whole upper piece loose and getting these bolts out of here and everything so I could get it, get these back two started. That's what I ended up having to do. So I got everything started, and so I'm going to start these other back two on the top back here. And we'll get them starting to going. Get these down in here a little ways. Then we'll go with these. We can see if we can get these started. I'll just cinch them all down little by little. Oh. This probably would be better, easier with the pipe out of the way, but I didn't feel like going to those measures. Got that one snug down tight. So now we'll go back to these. Oh, those are snugger than crap. This one's a little easier going in since everything's all lining up and somewhat tight now. This is the last bolt. All right, guys, got that put on. And put a spur gear spacer on, or I mean our pinion gear. And this is left-handed here, guys. Wait, no, that's right. Okay. Now, right. They're getting tight. There we go. We got the gear plate installed with the gears, and everything should, well, I say that and it's not getting. But yeah, I wonder if it's brakes. Yeah, it's the brakes. So everything spins nice and free, nice and easy. That's what we're looking for. So now we'll turn our attention over to this. And what I wanted to do is go through what I had to do with it, as far as getting it installed and everything. And you know me, I'm specific about my fasteners, and there's a specific reason why I'm using this flange bolt. It has everything to do with that washer and the stainless bolt that came with it. For one, the reason why I did away from that washer is because you see how the bolt spins on the lay shaft. Okay, so this is a one-way bearing, guys. See, it's a one-way bearing. Go this way, and it locks in, and it turns the tire. This way, it doesn't. So there's a one-way bearing in there. So I didn't like that washer always rubbing on my needle bearings in there. I didn't like that. In fact, I can show you this. This is the, here, let me get it to focus. That's the washer. I mean, look at it. It's just chewed up, and I didn't like that. So I went with this flanged bolt, and there's just a little bit of play in there. So I had to, I did a little bit something different there. And then what also I did is this is a little bit longer bolt than what the threads call for. So it actually sticks out a little bit, and it doesn't need to clamp those gears on there. That's not what it's designed to do. It's not designed to clamp the gears onto the lay shaft. They're supposed to spin freely on the lay shaft. You know, see, I'll show you. They're supposed to spin freely on the lay shaft. That's how you get your second gear shift. And then, like I said, that bolt rolls inside there. And then what I had to do, I'm gonna see if I can get in here. Yeah, those bolts, I think they're M3s is what I think they are. I'm pretty sure of it. I can't remember, but I'm not talking about these ones right here, but I'm talking about those bevel-headed ones in there. I had to none of them came with the 2-speed, and I had to rob those off of my Red Cat Rampage. It comes with a bunch of them. I had a pile of them screws laying around because I took the back half of the chassis off. So I ended up replacing it with that. And then when I got them in, they were just a little bit too long. And so on the back side, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get in there. Yeah, it's gonna pretty much focus on everything but what I need it to. Okay, so there you can kind of see the gears. Well, you can see that gear, but what was happening is those bolts were just a tad too long, and so I had to cut them off to a specific length so they weren't sticking through and rubbing on the back plate. And then I had to get rid of my plastic. Well, it was aluminum with a plastic lay shaft carrier, and I had to get rid of that too. And I moved up to this aluminum gear carrier or gear plate that I got from Dan at Rovin RC. So that's kind of what I had to do there. Of course, I had to install the lay shaft in the transmission and all that stuff. And then, you know, when I was playing with it and I was, you know, the gears were doing that and not really rolling freely, I was thinking that the lay shaft wasn't long enough and that, you know, something was going on there. But it turns out the lay shaft is long enough, but that washer was preventing it from rotating freely. So I just did away with the washer and stuff like that. And I guess this is what I came up with, guys. And so that's what the gist is on the whole 2-speed. You know, I had to install the lay shaft, and it's a titanium lay shaft. And so I had to install that. I had to pull the transmission, pretty much the back half of the car, completely off of it, and put the lay shaft in the tranny, put the tranny back together, and then put the transmission in, put everything behind it, you know, assemble everything. And then that's where, you know, I was working on, you know, getting the gears rolling freely. So that's what I ended up having to do. And I've had it out and ran it a couple times the way it is. And it rolls really nice. It really free. And compared to the last video we watched it's got, I don't know, it seems like it's got more ump, like there's less drag on it and everything. The only thing that happened when I was testing it off camera is this screw ended up backing out because I did not Loctite it. So that's why, guys, I say I Loctite these every time because they always come loose on me. Now, other people may not have that issue, but I do. So, yeah, that's going to do it for today's video, guys. A little bit of wrenching video on the, you know, on the 40, you know, putting that gear plate on, and then kind of a tech video on the 2-speed, you know, and how this shifts is, you know, it shifts exactly like I said in the, you know, when we unboxed it. So your engine spins your lay shaft like this and drives the vehicle forward. And once this lay shaft gets, because this is a one-way bearing and it's catching, you know, when it's driving. So once it gets spinning so fast, that little tang in there flicks out like a little finger and catches on this other gear. And then this other gear kicks in, and that is actually what's going on. And then with this one-way bearing, it allows this lay shaft to spin faster with this gear engaged. That's how it all works, guys. I kind of wanted to touch on that, kind of a little I don't know, diagnostics on how things kind of work with this thing. So I wanted to touch on that, and that's going to do it for today's video, guys. If you liked it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, guys, and you like what you see, you should probably do that, because this is what I do. And by the subscribe button, there's a bell notification. Select that, select all. You'll get every upload I upload. And don't forget, if there's something on your mind, leave a comment in the comments section, guys. We will see you in the next one.